Alrighty, welcome to another video. In this video, we will be explaining how to use the new optimized product research spreadsheet. As an example, I have Jenny here and her next scan date, which is going to be tomorrow for today's date at least. First, what I'll do is I'll input a group of sellers that have not been scanned yet, or their last scan date is 2 weeks or older. What you're going to do is simply follow the instructions here for double checking. But to start, you're simply going to go and do as normal for item search. You're going to search the seller's link, reverse search the items online, input all the links, prices, and data. If they have keywords, if you could add that in here, if there's no information, that would be useful to know if they have keywords or not. If they're a 0% seller, you don't have to put that. You could just put question mark, because if they're a 0% seller, it doesn't really matter if they have keywords or not. We will not be searching their store very often, maybe only once a month. So what's important to do is, it is very important to say, okay, I did search this person's store. They ended up being 15.5% profit, because all of their profitable items, when I sorted by the username, now when I sort A to Z, I could say, oh, for all of this person's profit margin for her, all three end up being this percentage, and that percentage is 15.5. Now, if any items are at the very end, you sort by, let's do it down here, you sort by the profits for 30 days and they end up being over $50. So 1, 5, 6, 2, 1, 3, 8. And the source price, let's say, is 60, 75, 85, 65, 67, 75, 89. Alright. So then some of these are definitely not profitable. Maybe you found it for cheaper and you found it for $75 instead. This one's not cheaper, so you need to find that for, like, maybe you found it for 81 instead. Oh, so now it's barely profitable, but it's not a high enough percentage. So maybe you went and you found it for $74. Or we sold it for more money from a different seller. So now all these items are over 4% margin over here. When you sort by largest to smallest, these three are over $50 profit. So if this is you, him, me, then I would go and I would add you, him, me. See how I just copy pasted that up there? And anything that's over $50, I would simply add that to the column. So let's go ahead and go over this basic data. This is how many items that have actually been sold in the past month. So very first thing here. How many items were sold in the past month? It would be one item. So let's delete all of these. Start nice and fresh here. So how many items have sold? One has sold. Has it sold in the past 30 days? July 28th, so today, yes, it definitely has sold in the past 30 days. Where's the link to the eBay? Right here. What's the eBay price? It's going to be $111.95. And link 2 would be after I found the part number or the UPC. Whichever one successfully finds the items quickest, that's the number that we're going to use. So the UPC seems to work. So does the part number. So Amazon's going to be cheaper. That's from that number. So what we're going to do, copy paste that up there, and we're going to put the UPC right here. Sorry, that was the merchant part number. Is that the same thing? You know what, that looks a little bit different than what I just closed from Home Depot. So let's use Home Depot. There's Walmart also, but I would prefer Home Depot. That looks the exact same as the listing, so we're going to use that instead. So that would be the source link. Source price would be $89.99, and the profit is somewhat minimal, but we have that now listed. The keywords, are they optimizing their keywords? Yes, definitely. Username, family first sales. Is the profit over $50? No, it's not. What's their scan date today? You could do this at the very end, or you could do it at the very beginning and just copy paste a bunch of them right now, so you don't have to do that later. You could just do it at the very beginning or the very end. Product name, you're going to use the keywords that are optimized from the title. And then at the very end, after you add a bunch of these items, what I would prefer you to do, if it's under 1% margin, is actually come back to it, sort by smallest to largest, and this margin, since it's so low, you're going to just search for this UPC right here, and then whatever is in the title here, what is it? Sampling pump mildew air test detector. So there's only one on eBay. That's interesting. Go to sold. If my internet wants to load it here. So now there's 3 when I remove detector. Only one is sold for $97. So this would not be a great item. I would end up just removing this item from the list because I'm not capable of finding multiple sellers. So there's multiple sellers for active listings, but not actually sold listings. There's only one sold, and it's actually not for very much money here. What is confusing though is that this person is actually not showing up on recent sales. Maybe because the sale was today, so it's not showing up in the search results yet. But this is basically the only person who's selling it for profit, and the profit is not that high. So we would just keep on adding items, and at the end, if it's below 4%, just wipe this off. And we have family first sales up here. Profit is going to be 15.5%. Nope, it's more like 1.8%. So we have an item that's over $50. You do this at the very end, by the way. The profit and the over $50, you're going to do at the very end to make sure you get all the profit percentages combined, and you see if they have any items over $50. So then once you finish with that seller, you're just going to go on to the next seller and input all that data. How many sales has it had? The price on eBay, the link to the eBay listing, the source price, the link to the source price, what UPC code or merchant part number or EAN or SKU, what number did you end up using to find the item online? And if you ended up searching for the description in the paragraph because there was no model number, no UPC, you should put description. Any keywords? What was the username? Is the profit, now that all this information has been input, is the profit over $50? Oh, it's not? Leave that blank then. Make sure you have the date in there, and then XXX. All of these automatically pop up, so you just leave these columns alone and they automatically calculate. If you have any questions, refer to up here. How to reverse search up here. Requirements, make sure everything is over 4% profit. Make sure everything is over $4 profit value. Because notice if this is over 4% profit, it will be over $4 in value. Source price $84.99. You must input the UPC or model number right here, or at least put description or something that helps the person uploading the items know how you found the source. And make sure you input the sales. How many sales has it had? It's very important. If the profit is under 4%, you want to make sure you look for a better seller, because there probably is a better seller. And if there's not, it's not a good item to list anyways. If there's only 1 or 2 sales and no one else is selling it and it's not popular, just delete the item, especially if it's a low percentage item. And then you want to add new sellers. So if you looked at this percentage and instead of family first sales, you found somebody who is doing this actual 6% instead of 1.8%, somebody who maybe was selling it for $120 and then they're making 7.5% profit. If you did find that, I would want you to input the eBay link to that other seller store, the other seller's price, and the other seller's username here. Then once you have the other seller's username, you're going to copy paste that and put that up over here. If profits are under 4% or better, add these sellers down below. So if they have really bad profit margin, you find somebody else who has better profit margin, you're going to copy paste that seller up here. But you're going to also need to go into their store. You can just do it really easily this way. Click on the link right here. I don't really have another seller available right now. Let's say this person. Once you have this person's name, let's click on their store link. And we're going to input this person's information. So I just clicked on some random store link up here. I'm going to change out the name up top. Push enter. Now, sometimes when you sort by different places, see the name disappeared. Where'd the name go? It's going to be here towards the end. You'll see the name right here, and right here, and right here. So you're going to change that to their name, and you get 240 results for that person. I think this is actually a new seller. That's funny. So 240 sold, over $94, unchecked sold. We don't see how many items, but we could see under new, 1645. Now what's the store link? We're going to go back, make sure end date is recent first, which it is. We're going to copy paste that right there. Do the use keywords is every title over this little door icon right here or behind the percentage is all of the keywords being optimized. We're going to scroll down real quick. Yeah, I want to say yes. There's not too many short links. Where are they selling from? It looks like they're selling from Home Depot. So there you go. That's the gist, the consensus of this brand new spreadsheet. Really simple. I just added how many sales that you need, how many sales that person has had, adding the UPC number to make it easier to back research. Make sure you have the username. You're going to input it if it's making enough money. So $140, 7 listings. Now it's making $184. Now you're going to add that little sunspot down there to signify this is over $50. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a message on Skype, but this would be the new sellers list to be used going on out. Thank you very much.